It says, there was a good and righteous man named Joseph, a man of the Sanhedrin. You see, when things go wrong, when things are going wrong, you have a choice. You follow the others or you do what is right. Who had not agreed with their plans, you see, and action, he did not agree. He was from Arimathea, a Judean town, and was looking forward to the kingdom of God. You see, sometimes people misunderstand. I've seen great misunderstanding with people. And I think I've gotten to a place where I won't argue with people again, except for the scriptures. I used to like to try to show, well, you know what, it's really this. And maybe God wired me like that to talk about the scriptures. And was looking forward to the kingdom of God. He approached Pilate, you see now? Not only did he stand up from the Sanhedrin, but he approached Pilate. That's also a problem because remember now, Pilate was the man who called. His wife told him not to, but he eventually went along. So going to these fellas now is putting yourself at risk, but Joseph goes. You know, in my secular job, I find myself in some positions sometimes, I tell you, not easy, but in my mind, what I'm doing is right and I stand up. This is what I see here too. This man, he's so convicted about right and wrong. He has chosen the side of right, and he decides no matter where the chips fall, he will stand his ground. He approached Pilate and asked for Jesus' body. He asked for the body of Jesus Christ. So taking it, well, of course they gave it to him. Taking it down, he wrapped it in fine linen and placed it in a tomb cut into the rocks where no one had ever been placed. That is prophecy. That is prophecy. The scriptures clearly talks about that he's going to go in a rich man's tomb. Joseph of Arimathea was a rich man, and nobody else had ever been placed in that tomb. He said, when no one had ever been placed. You see, the Bible is telling us. Why is it saying this? Because this comes from what the prophecy says in the Psalms. It talks about this very situation. He said it was the preparation day and the Sabbath was about to begin. So now they're talking about that Sabbath. And as I said to you earlier, this Sabbath that they're talking about was the annual Sabbath that fell on a day other than the weekly Sabbath. And so that particular week when Jesus Christ died had 2 Sabbaths. 2 Sabbaths. So now that's why the women quickly went and they half prepared the body because time was running out. Remember, he died at 3 o'clock and the Sabbath starts at 6. The only 3 hours they have to go and ask that to take down the body, half prepare the body, take it to the tomb, prepare the tomb. All of that had to be done before 6 o'clock, which was when the Sabbath started. And so that's what they're talking about here. This was a high Sabbath. So the woman who had come with him from Galilee followed along and observed the tomb and how his body was placed. So then they returned and prepared spices and perfume, you see. So after they had done that, they returned. This is after that high Sabbath. Then they returned and prepared spices and perfumes, and they rested on the Sabbath according to the commandment. On the high Sabbath, what they did was to half prepare the body because they couldn't prepare the body properly. They went home, and then on the day between the 2 Sabbaths, what they did was to get the spices, and then they were going to come back early in the morning to prepare that body. Right? When they went there, they didn't find anybody. But we can check and see too. We're talking about looking at the scriptures and understanding what actually transpired here. And I would insist that you do a further study on this to be able to be clearer, because there are people who are going to come to you. We must be prepared to contend for the faith. There are people who are going to pick at these things. And they will try to go there and they're going to try to confuse the person who does not understand clearly. You, as a Christian, you should know and you should be able to defend what the scripture says.
So when we face God, you know something. When I think of the love of the Lord.
Spice up your next event with professional lighting. Call 610-5679 and give your audience an experience they'll never forget. Proper stage lighting ensures stage visibility, motivates and sets the mood of the atmosphere. We provide services for weddings, concerts, parties, dance recitals, and much more. Captivate your audience. Improve your production today. Call Shamax Productions at 610-5679 for quality and professional stage lighting. Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels in its new Emery Village development. Enjoy prime land off mile 37 on the George Price Highway at an unbeatable price. All you need is the initial down payment of $275 Belize dollars. Take advantage and reserve your half-acre home sites today. Emery Village. Join the community. Invest in your future.
Blessed Gardens is servicing home gardens across the country from the nation's capital and helping Belizeans reconnect with nature. We have everything you need for your home garden, so get growing. We have various types of soils: fortified soil, composted soil, potting soil, and pure compost for your garden. We have quality seeds and over 65 varieties of food seedlings for your garden. We even have organic insecticides available, EM soil treatment, and Polyshade for your excessive sun or rain. Blessed Gardens has all your garden solution in one location. Call 610-5679. Visit us at the Bumapan Market Plaza or enjoy our free deliveries across the country. Blessed Gardens. Get growing, Belize.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Love your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquip Equipment Parts Service.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
Festival come to this very nation.
In Isaiah 30:29 it says, "And you will sing as on the night you celebrate a holy festival, and your heart will rejoice." The body of Christ will unite, and many hearts will rejoice on the Saturday, March 7, 2026 at the Belize Civic Center, beginning at 6 p.m. as a Heavenly Productions brings to you Jesus Festival.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus.
Featuring the hottest gospel artist coming out of the Bahamas, Sherwin Gardner.
So I say, with all of my heart and all of my soul, I worship you, O Jah. Tell them that the praise never stops. All I want to do is give you the highest praise.
Also introducing one of the biggest gospel artists from out of Trinidad and Tobago, Positive, dropping his hit tunes.
Rolling in my two-man army, my Jesus and I wanna sing out some sweet gospel reggae. Blessing after blessing, and nothing can hold it back.
And then it's the return of the biggest gospel band in Belize, Heavenly.
I'm gonna be heavenly for life, serving Jesus Christ.
And all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, USA, the daughter of the world-famous televangelist Creflo Dollar, none other than Jordan Dollar, with her hit song. Also highlighting Genesis 501 from Capital City, Pentaton. Blind Sight, Genesis Gospel Band from Sugar City, Orange Walk. Reality Youth, Pastor Herman Blees and the Kings Park Prince team. Pastor Frederick Gordon and Garin Carballo and his GCO group. Remember Jesus Festival.
Jesus Festival, yeah, Jesus, rocking on the world. I said,
Taking place Saturday, March 7, Belize Civic Center from 6 p.m. until. Bring out the entire family for a time of praising God and witnessing souls being saved and lives being recommitted to God. For tickets, call 615-4766. That's 615-4766. Sponsors: Angela's Press, Racina's Imports, Cellular World, Love FM, More FM, Quem Radio, Vibes Radio, PlusTV, Channel 7, Channel 5, and Wave Radio. Come on out and be blessed.
Jesus Festival, yeah, Jesus.
Pay early and save more on your 2026 property taxes. From January 1st to March 31st, 2026, your Belize City Council is offering incredible property tax discounts that you won't want to miss. Prepay your annual property tax by January 31st, 2026 and enjoy 15% off. Pay by February 28th and you'll save 10%. And if you pay by March 31st, you'll still enjoy a 5% discount. But wait, there's more! Senior citizens can enjoy a fantastic 35% discount upon full payment of property taxes for the property they reside on, all year round. Please note these discounts are available only to property owners who are up to date with their accounts. As you take advantage of this discount, we kindly remind all property owners of your responsibility to visit City Hall or utilize our online platform to complete your payments and to ensure your contact information is accurately updated in our system. For more details on these incentives, visit our Belize City Council Facebook page or give us a call at 227-3073, extension 261 or 264, or email our revenue department at revenue.admin@BelizeCityCouncil.org. Remember, your property tax supports cleaner streets, infrastructure development, and a city that keeps moving forward. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Pletz Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Pletz combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Pletz can modify any of their existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris key. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Pletz Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.pletzhomebuilders.com. Pletz Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
Hola, soy el Dr. Rosado, pediatra. Hoy quiero hablar con los padres sobre rotavirus y cómo podemos proteger a nuestros hijos. El rotavirus es un virus que causa diarrea severa y vómitos, especialmente en niños pequeños. Esto puede provocar deshidratación grave y requerir hasta hospitalización si no se trata a tiempo. La buena noticia es que diarrea por rotavirus se puede prevenir con vacunas. La vacuna es segura, efectiva y ahora está disponible en su centro de salud más cercana. Se administra en gotas por vía oral a los 2, 4 y 6 meses de edad. Proteja a su hijo contra la diarrea severa. Visite su clínica más cercana.
So this is how much I work to you then?
So what, you may want 3 then?
Sure. You ought to order.
Sure. And I may think flowers may romantic. Did you just get your girl 1 flower? Now you're in trouble? A poor man out there, man. That's sin. Your girl doesn't just want 1 flower. She wants a garden. But builders are too far. That's why we brought the store to you.
At shopbuildersbz.com, we make it easier to find all your building needs. Shop anytime, enjoy delivery right at your door, and save with every purchase. For February only, first-time users get to enjoy a special reward when signing up.
Ken!
Ota!
Like you do all of this?
Yes, with Builders Hardware.
The first time I visited Sharp Vision Eye Clinic, I immediately felt like my eyesight truly mattered. Firstly, the assistant warmly greeted me and asked me to fill out the form explaining the purpose for my visit. Then, the optometrist took her time with me, walking me through a full eye exam and explaining everything clearly. She inquired about my family history for glaucoma, diabetic eye issues, hypertensive retinopathy, things I never even knew to worry about. Their advanced diagnostic imaging gave me the most detailed look I've ever had on my eye health. Knowing they could catch problems early gave me real peace of mind. I was surprised by how much they offer. Treatment for allergies, styes, common eye conditions, and even emergencies like minor injuries. When it came to choosing glasses, their in-house optical shop made things easy. Stylish options, helpful advice, and fast service thanks to their on-site lab. Sharp Vision Eye Clinic gave me clarity and confidence. My vision feels like a priority because here, it truly is.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go?
Friday morning edition of Rise and Shine. It's the 27th of February. And we are well into the first quarter because we're looking at March. By Sunday is going to be the 1st of March. Wow. And of course, we know spring season starts for the US. We call it spring season. And we have seasons. We have, when you look on the mango trees there right now, we see them full with blossom everywhere. The pear tree covered with blossoms, you know, so all with our tropical country here, and so with tropical fruits, then just the blossom. And I go, whoa, now it look like we're having a good mango season, good mango harvest this year. I mean, if things keep up the way it is, and we know across this nation, people are getting ready. The summer is also right on the way. Farmers are a little concerned already because, listen, this dry look like it can be serious because earlier the grass stopped growing, it seemed like, right? So in some cases it's good because farmers sell hay to those who stock up for hay. You know, when there is no grass, farmers, they stock up already. And for those that look into the fruits, ready for the harvest. Man, it looked like we're going a good one. And of course, we know that we have next week the big La Ruta Maya River Challenge, and it's something that I like to maybe talk a little bit this morning about a little more, because it's not the whole Ruta Maya River Challenge thing. It's great, it's fun, we have great teams, it's also one of those deals. But the purpose for the whole thing, so it kind of brings some awareness. But this morning with us to talk about all of these issues, of course, we have Pastor Scott Sermwood, and always bring some good, healthy inputs into whatever situation, whatever conversation and topics we discuss. So, Pastor, it's good to have you this morning, man.
Sanjay, good to be with you.
Always a pleasure.
As always, been together with you for how many years now? Over 36 years.
Decades. Decades.
I have to gauge it according to how long I've been married, right?
Yeah,
because it was shortly before Cheryl and I got married that you and I met, right. Anyways, it's been wonderful. I feel very, very honored for us to be life partners, and I just want to encourage everybody. You got to know those soldiers that you need to stay tight together with, right? And they're life friends, they're life partners, and I can't live without those kind of people in my life, right? But anyways, just want to say thanks for being that to me, and the honor for me to get to be that to you. So anyways, I just want to encourage everybody. Life doesn't make sense without relationships, right? And relationship with God, but then also relationship with the ones that that God has really called you to be together with. And so make sure you have to guard and protect those relationships, right?
Yes, and a good kind of relationship, healthy relationship. Strong relationship. Right. And I think, Scott, to some degree, even the criminals, they have that kind of relationship. They have strong relationship where they give their life to one another. But why not create some positive relationship?
That's right.
People that will be positive in your life, will contribute positive in your life. Because that too officially, you can find out where people want to mislead you or want to influence you in a stupidness, right?
That's right.
Wherein you have people where because the way we develop a relationship is, bro, if you see me, they do something and they move in a certain way where I know if they move, bro, I don't think that's the right move, man. I would call each other's attention.
And sometimes people go cross-thread at those points, right?
Yes.
And then that's where, what I've shared many times, when God spoke to my heart, why have accountability people in your life if you're not going to listen to them when they speak? There's no sense in going cross-thread. If it's somebody in your inner circle that's close to you and they speak up, I believe we have an obligation to listen, unless you're going to push those people out of your inner circle, out to the next circle out, right? And if you're going to do that, just get ready for the consequences of that.
But it's only wise, isn't it?
Yes.
It's only wise because you have each other's back.
That's right.
You have my best interest at heart.
That's right.
So every time you speak into my life, I have to listen, because I know why would Scott said this to me? Well, guess what? In no text science track it. I could use my lungs. You have my best interest at heart. You don't want to see me go down. You don't want to see me fail. On the contrary, you want to see me progress in life. You want to see me prosper in life. You want to see me hit the target in life. And so you speak into my life, not criticizing me, but building me up.
Right.
You see? And those are the kind of relationship. I think we need that on every level. Like I said, the criminals, they have I got your back, How they get your back? Well, if you do any kind of stupidness, they will cover you. No. How about trying to cover people that you call your friends towards that which is positive? Encouraging them in the right direction. If you see your body, they move in one direction where no correct, call your attention, bro. No, I don't think that's how we do it. Guess what? Worst case scenario, here, cut you off.
That's right.
You never had a friend in the first place anyway.
That's right. And
that's how I think.
Sometimes that happens. It's sad when that happens. But the importance that I think that really accentuates this thing for relationships, Santi, has to do with being humble. And humility, right?
Very simple,
the Bible says that God opposes the proud and he gives grace to the humble. So anytime you see pride, you're going to see opposition.
That's right.
Right? And whenever you see opposition, there's going to be pride. Whenever you see grace, there's going to be humility. Whenever you see humility, there's going to be grace. And so being humble, opening your heart, and then again, you can't be best friends with everybody, right? But you have to have that inner circle, those ones that you know that you really look to, and so anyways, I just want to encourage everybody the importance of those relationships, and when those people speak up and say, you know what, I felt a little bit concerned about this and that or the other, you got to listen to them, and or the other thing is you need to ask them questions, and so did I make a mistake in that situation, and let them speak into your life. So the Bible says that he who would have friends must show himself friendly. That's right. So that's the humility part. So anyways, I just want to encourage everybody. But Santi, I know for me, life is better having you and Eduardo and Pastor Wade and
the right friends,
Pastor Frankie and the other leaders, Mike Evans down in Dangriga and there's a good number of friends that for sure if you need to sound a trumpet and call a meeting to get some covering, these are the people that are going to drop everything and come. And so that's extremely important. You got to know who are those people
in your circle.
That's right.
And you got and friendship, relationship comes in that, like what you call the. And I noticed that, Scott, if you we note back to the Bible, Jesus had 12, right? He had 12, and then he broke that 12 down, right? He started to break that 12 down, and then he had the 3 who went up to the mount with her, right? And then when the dust was settled, guess what? He had one of them there at that cross, right?
That's right.
So in a friendship, like I said to people all the time, I said, listen, I have a broad circle of relationship, really lots of relationship, right? I know a lot of people. When it comes down to friendship, we start narrowing down. And on the truth is that people, hey, I have 2 friends, I got 2 friends. I got some strong relationships. I got some really, really strong relationships. When it comes down to the wire, the people where I could say, boy, he can take one bullet for me if need be. He can give me one of kidneys if they have to, right? I know that could down really, really small, right? Really, really small. But that people, you need to have those kinds of level of relationship in life. I think it's very important.
That's right.
And people that they really have your best interest.
And I think one of the best things about it too, Santi, is that it helps us to keep balanced, right? You are different from me. Your giftings, you're different, right? And I'm different from you. But then when 2 people, learn how to humble themselves, then you become more balanced because you're receiving that grace from somebody that sees it differently and views things differently, and then when you start to assemble all of that together, that's the body of Christ, right?
And the Bible says to humble yourself. Say people want to wait for God humble them. Listen, when God humble you, when God have to humble you, you will get some roughness. Do we have a caller on the line?
Pastor Santi.
Carl, good morning, my brother.
Good to be Pastor.
Good to be bro.
Morning. Good to hear your voice.
I just walked in and I enjoyed the topic.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
But you call it friendship and relationship. I call it core values.
Yes,
sir.
Because once you could recognize your true value of what your identity is.
Yes.
Because as long as I'm God's masterpiece, there is no human being on the face of planet Earth to try to play that down.
That's right.
He made me in his own image and likeness. So I am his masterpiece.
Yes, sir.
This is why discrimination and prejudice don't have no space within my conscience.
Yeah.
Because that's your problem. If you think about me as black or whatever, that's your problem.
Right.
That's right.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm God's child, just like the rest of us.
That's right.
Therefore, I will not bring down my value to appease anyone else. And this is what I try to tell our brothers and sisters. You say, if they choose to call you that, are you that? If you understand your identity, then you will recognize your true value.
Exactly.
And once you could do that, ain't nobody on the face of planet Earth could ever devalue you. Because what God has put together, no man, no woman can put us under.
That's right.
And these are the kind of things I believe in.
Yes.
We came from church this morning and I was talking to a woman. You know, she was talking to me about her relatives and, you know, the way they treat her. I said, you know, you are not unilateral in that. We go through, all of us go through that with our, especially with our family members and our siblings. But the point is, you have to learn to value yourself, that you don't allow nobody to bring you down to their level.
That's right. That's right.
You know? You have to understand that human beings are very provocative, and especially if they don't tie their faith to God. You know? So you will always be in torment with them. But unless if you allow that, then it's going to take you over. No one, I will not allow no one to deprive me of my peace, joy, happiness, which is built on the foundation of genuine love.
Yes, sir.
That,
and your identity.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy the weekend.
Very good. Thank you very much for calling.
Bless you. Ayo, bro.
He used the word core values.
Yeah.
But that word core fits with what we were talking about, that inner circle. That's your core circle, right? Those are your core friends.
That's
right. Dr. Miles Monroe said, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." But along the line of racism and discrimination and people judging, right? If you haven't noticed, I'm a white guy, right? But maybe you don't know. I came to Belize when I was 20 years old, and so my wife and I have been here. I met my wife here in Belize, and my wife and I have been here for over 40 years. And so, anyways, one of my heroes, Santi, is Dr. Ben Carson, and I was flying on a plane. I was flying on a plane one time, and there was a magazine in the pocket there from the previous flight. And so I pulled out the magazine and looked and had this picture of a black guy that looked like a nurse, you know, with his scrubs on and that thing on their head, you know. Excuse me. And I thought, okay, and this is Times Man of the Year. Okay, so why would a nurse be Times Man of the Year? Open up, start reading the story. Come to find out he's not a nurse. He's a brain surgeon, and they were asking him, you know, what led you to this level of greatness? He said, my mom taught me that I could be anything that I wanted to be, and she asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, Mom, I want to be a doctor. He said, you have to realize I grew up in a poor town, in a poor area of a poor town. And my mom was a teacher at a very poor school, lack of resources, you know, and so, but I told my mom I want to be a doctor, and she said back to me, she said, son, I think you could do better than that, right? And he thought he was going to knock a home run when he said that, right? You know, oh, my mom wants me to be a doctor. No, she said, son, I think you could do better than that.
Wow.
He said, I thought about it for a week, and I got back to her and I told her.
Yeah, I think we have another.
Do we have a call? All right, let's go. I'll pause that story for when we come back, right?
Yes, God.
Morning.
Pastor Santi and Pastor Scott.
Yes. Morning. Go ahead. I guess.
Hello.
Yes. You might need to turn down your television set or whatever you're listening on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that's better now.
Okay, that sounds better.
Good morning again. I'd like to talk to and about PTL. PTL is chanting the poor people here in Toledo, sir, in PG, to be specific. This is where statistics is saying that it's the forest district and things are, we have the poorest people, most uneducated, and you could name it. Yet BTL is taking advantage of the people. I want to tell you what BTL has done. This is 2026, sir. 2026. And BTL is sending us a bill from 2019. 2019 up to 2026. All the bills from 2019 is good, but the one from 2019. And I want to say from September to December, they are telling us that we are in deficit. $105 in September, $200 in October, $300 in November, $400 in December, $500 in January. Come on, man. This is really, really outrageous, sir. This is really, really outrageous. Huh?
Yeah.
What is BTL trying to do? Huh? Get back what they have to pay to those innocent workers that they wanted to terminate and not give them nothing.
Right.
This is out of order, so BTL has to do better than this.
Yes,
and
yes.
if it can't do anything better than this, Starlink is right online to take over, and they have already shown us in Toledo that they can do a good job. They are doing a good job, especially when they are serving the people of the rural areas.
Right.
The most remote rural areas have wonderful telecommunication services. So if BTL cannot get the act together, especially when it comes to the poor people of this district, we will need to do what those same workers are doing so that the contract or the license goes to Starlink. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for calling in and thank you for speaking up.
Yeah. And that's what this platform is all about also, to give
But
people a
Santi,
voice, right?
what will, if this is happening right now, what would happen if BTL becomes a monopoly where they are the only telecommunications company, right? Normally what happens is when, if people start to rail up and complain and there's no other competition, you tell them, well, go throw your phone in the river then, we don't care, right? But if they're gonna leave from your service and go over to somebody else's service, then you heard, okay, let's make these customers happy, right? And so, and that's where one of the principles that guides free enterprise and business is that competition keeps the market pure. And so when somebody else is providing a better service than what you're doing, then you send some spies into their business and you try and see, okay, how do they treat people? When I walk in the door, how did they treat, me, this, that. All right, we need to work on our customer service, right? And so now what kind of programs? All right, they've got this sale and they've got this package, and all right, we need to do some sales and some packages. Competition keeps the market pure. And what I want to say, BTL is shooting itself in the foot by going on like this. There is an order from the CCJ, from the Caribbean Court of Justice, right? And BTL just to drag their feet like that. If they go on like that in this situation, folks, all I can say is just wake up. What I'm talking about human behavior. I'm talking about the way people go on, right? And you take it out of the BTL situation and you look at this person, if he'd go on like this right now with this, then what's he gonna do later when this and that change, right? And so I'm just saying, BTL is shooting themselves in the foot. The people of Belize are watching. So I rejoiced when I saw the BTL says they're going to pay the severance of these, right? But then last night's news, I see that then the haggle off of this and that, that, all right, we are paid, but we're not paid this way. And like the continuing to like, come on, man, you've been ordered by the CCJ, and then you're going to get attorneys, to help give you, the technicalities of, all right, well, they never said this, so then we don't have to do that and this and that. And
that's right.
Like, this is the severances of people that work for you. Yeah. According to the laws of Belize, BTL, you are shooting yourself in the foot.
But it's all, here's the deal. We get played so that, like, I wonder how much influence Ashcroft has, because if you notice, he got a foot or a hand in everywhere. So how you compete against yourself? If he got a hand in this one and got a hand in this one, how you compete against yourself? It's kind of difficult.
That's right.
And so, man, and then it's a private company. BTL is a private company. It's not government. Then how government have so much influence to sway the decisions of BTL and what they do? So really, we gotta watch. But when the dust is settled, the Belize people, they pay the bill. Right. And that the people, they never lose, The people are the ones that are taking the
and then what it's like we had to play upon the two sides of this issue, right? When it's time to make an executive decision to BTL's benefit, we are a private company, and we will serve our shareholders only type thing, right? But then when they need money to buy this or that or whatever, well, no, we are a public utility, and then they want money from the people.
That's right.
Excuse me.
But that's a good point, and I'm glad the caller made that call also, Scott. We were talking about we're talking about before the call. We're talking about the guy that his mom said you could do better than that.
Oh yes.
How could you do better than that? I mean, what he was saying was a value system. It's a value system. Well, we're talking about the value system. What they call up me, right?
Excuse me for coughing. I was.
we will survive. We'll get through this. Right?
Excuse me. I really wanted to be on the show here.
Yeah.
Just this morning, I forgot my little cough rag. If you guys could give me a towel or something like that I could cough in to make it less worse, right? But I pumped up on drugs this morning, right? I took double dose of cough medicine.
It's like, why we do these things?
So anyways, I'm hoping that will all kick in a few minutes here. But anyways, what I was sharing, Santi, is that Dr. Ben Carson's mom said, son, you could do better than that. And he got back to her and said, Mom, I want to be a brain surgeon. She said, now you're cooking with fire. And he said, my mom empowered me as a child. She said, son, you could be anything that you want to be and that God wants you to be. She said, if you do what's right, if you work hard, right, if you study hard and you keep your focus, the sky is the limit. That's right. And so she spoke those words into his heart. He was attributing his mom to why he reached the level of success. He was in the top 5 brain surgeons of the whole world. Anyways,
solid guy too.
They asked him a second question. They said, racism. They said, did you encounter racism in med school? He said, of course I encountered racism. He said, I was the only black student. He said, there was another guy there, but then he dropped out, so it left me as the only black student. And the person interviewing himself, so how did you handle that? He said, well, my mother taught me. She said, son, you're going to meet people who will judge you according to the color of your skin. And she said, son, listen to me. She looked him right in the eyes and wagged her finger and said, those are people with a problem. And you can't let those people's problem become your problem.
That's right.
You have to know who you are and where you're going, and nothing can stop you, right? So I'm standing on top of the comments from our previous caller, right? About not allowing anybody to discriminate you.
That's right.
For it could be skin color, it could be all kind of different things. People normally go for skin color because it's the first thing that they can see, right? And then if it's not going to be skin color, then as soon as you open your mouth, then they kind of know where you're from or what direction you're going or whatever. People will find all kind of reasons to discriminate against you.
Don't use these black moves as a crutch stick, man. I can't stand that.
Some people, that's their default position,
right? Because you're black, man,
or because you're a woman, or because you're a man,
right,
or because you're
always
Maya,
trying to find some crutch stick. Right?
Yes.
No, man, put that crutch stick down.
Keep your focus on your character.
Exactly, and who you are.
Yes, and who you are.
And we have a situation where in our country we find people are pushing more. We want more women in parliament. We want more women. In my opinion, I don't believe that is the men that are keeping the women out. I believe we have women in this country, and I'm telling you right now, the last to discriminate against women when it comes to elevating themselves and sitting into positions and so forth. No, I have daughters and I have a wife. I have siblings, and man, look, Scott is a very bad note for some people. However, I want to show you something, and you could disagree all you want, but it remains a fact because the proof is in the pudding, somebody said, right? You remember Donald Trump, and I said that over and over for years. Man, he was one of my least liked presidents. From the beginning of the whole thing, the candidate. And then everybody said, well, he's a feminist, and he is this, and he disrespect women and everything. Boy, Donald Trump have a solid daughter. Actually, have more than one daughter, but if you say, especially like Ivanka, a wife, solid woman. And if you watch Donald Trump picks for his cabinet.
Some strong women.
They're not because they're a soft woman or because he could control a woman. They are solid women, right? Yeah. And a lot of them, they will stand for what is right and principles, right? So how could he be feminist? So my thing is this: if we want to see Belize step up, we just bring the right woman them in office, in politics. Because the truth is, bro, I am telling you, the women are stepping up so big that we today, Scott, have to say, guys, step up. I spoke to a principal recently at a high school, and one of the things I asked her was, how many male students we have had in this institution that graduated as a valedictorian? She said none.
Yeah.
Scott, how long have this high school been in existence? Couple decades. And for have not one single male student graduated as a valedictorian, in my opinion, man, that's pretty steep, right? And that's only one high school. So what's happening? Well, it shows right there that we have some pretty diligent women. They're sharp as ever. Yeah. And we can't keep a woman down. In fact, I think women are pretty We have this lady, Carla Barnett. She was, of course, former Prime Minister Dean Barrow's selection for cabinet. And remember, it was what, 25 or 26, right? Candidates that came in. Yet he brought in Carla Barnett as a minister. Why was that?
When you're sharp, you're sharp.
You're sharp, you're sharp.
That's right.
And then many of his cabinet members rejected her, and they started to grumble and complain, oh, she not even elected and she have this position, and we were elected members and we don't get my portfolio as a minister, because the man know that this lady had what he needed to make up the cabinet, right? Yeah. And today we have some great female pastors, and Scott, we embrace these women.
Yeah.
This not because you're a woman, oh no, you can't be pastor because you're a woman. Man, listen, God are using women in a big way. And so it's not about being a male or female or black or white no. It's you, who you are, to step up. What the caller mentioned earlier about your identity. Who you have to know who you are and step up. Listen, guess what? I black. I not choose to be black. I born this than me. So where I want to say, oh, I feel low. No, man, no. If you born black, if you born white, if you born whatever, whoever they your family. Like we talk about Dr. Ben Carson. Not because he was born into a poor community, poor tongue, right, poor family. It means that he have to stay down like that.
That's right.
Raise yourself up. You have nothing to do with who you are as a family, as a gender, or as a ethnicity. You have nothing to do with that. As a country, no, this is who you are. I'm a Belizean. Thank God. I don't want to be nothing else but Belizean. No, I don't want to be nothing else but Belize. This is who I am. A Belizean. Black man. Happy, thank God I am. And a male. I'm a male person. Yes. I know in between nothing. I'm a male person. I'm very happy for who I am. And guess what? Nobody can be me because I have my own thumbprint. I have my own identity. And I don't want to be like nobody either. No, I could grab some of the good values of people. I watch how they do things. And I grab, I could do this. I could implement this into my life and make me a better person. That's how I have lived my life. Because they're not like I grew up in one of the families that were well groomed and they grew up just perfect. And no. But I watched life and I made choices. So you could make the same choices. You could make right choices in life. It will take you places.
Yeah. Santi, yesterday, Pastor Wade and I, we were talking about our team dynamics in Belize and our relationship dynamics. And I shared about a story from way back in the 80s when I had first come to Belize. And
that's a long time.
That was a long time ago, right? But watching the Belize national selection team out in San Ignacio, Broster Stadium, right? And I didn't even know there was a stadium there. I got on a market, for go by, and I hear the crowd, and what's going on? I got to look through, there's a game going on. How much for come in? $1. All right, I paid my $1. Well, green dollar bill, right?
Yeah, correct.
And I got in there and watched the game. And it was so sad. I'm not meaning this critical. I'm meaning it analytical.
Sure.
Right. But on the Belize team, one guy would get the ball and he'd try to drive the ball down the whole field. He won by himself. And Costa Rica took the ball and pass, goal. Yay. And then our team was cussing up each other. And the guy that was cussing up that guy the most, the next time when he got the ball, he wanted to try and drive the ball straight down the field by himself. Costa Rica took the ball. They pass, goal. It was 9-0. The game finished out 9-0. Yeah. Costa Rica never beat us. We beat ourselves, right? And so, but I that was almost 40 years ago. But I have noticed over the years, I've been working with people, and I would actually say I've been working with Belizeans for over 40 years. And I just want to encourage everybody, we have some homework to do.
Oh, yes, sir.
Santi, we've had a number of schools from Youth of the Mission that came from other bases in Hawaii and came and hosted schools in Belize, a school of community development. And Santi, I wanted to cry. Again, I'm not meaning this critically, I'm meaning it analytically. We have to analyze ourselves. We have to look at ourselves. We need to look in the mirror. But they had a number of team building things that they did while they were training the students. And one of the leaders pulled me aside and said, this is the first place. We've done this in about 20 or 30 different nations. This is the first place that nobody figured out how to solve this problem, which required teamwork. And I felt so sad because it shows how deeply that lack of team dynamic is entrenched into our culture. And so I'm just saying that to say we have some homework to do. We have some homework to how we relate, how we communicate. When I talk with lots of people, I've addressed the whole area that we can be kind of rough sometimes, right? And in not just the Creole language, but in our culture, what has become accepted communication in the way that we talk to our children or the way that we talk to each other or whatever. We've got some homework to do. I'm just saying we need to stick a pin there because these are the things that they're hindering us from developing as a nation.
To be the full, to bring us to the full
Yes.
potential.
And then, do we have a call?
No, we got to take a break.
Okay, very good. It's 8 o'clock. We're gonna take a short break and give some time for our sponsors.
Yes. I'm going to cough, so leave it. But we'll come right back. We'll be right back. Continue this great discussion. We'll continue this discussion, and we definitely appreciate our listeners or viewers, and you could tune in if you want to.
That's right.
Don't touch the dial. We'll be right back.
As Brother Fem says, keep it locked
on the rock.
Right.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me Sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Love your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquip Equipment Parts Service.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
Festival come to this very nation.
In Isaiah 30:29 it says, and you will sing as on the night you celebrate a holy festival, and your heart will rejoice. The body of Christ will unite, and many hearts will rejoice on the Saturday, March 7, 2026 at the Belize Civic Center, beginning at 6 p.m. as a Heavenly Productions brings to you Jesus Festival.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus.
Featuring the hottest gospel artist coming out of the Bahamas, Sherwin Gardner.
So I say, with all of my heart and all of my soul, I worship you, O Jah. Tell them that the praise will never stop. All I want to do is give you the highest praise.
Also showcasing one of the biggest gospel artists from out of Trinidad and Tobago, Positive, dropping his hit tunes.
Rolling in my two-man army, my Jesus and I wanna sing out some sweet gospel reggae. Blessing after blessing and nothing can hold it back.
And then it's the return of the biggest gospel band in Belize, Heavenly.
I'm gonna be heavenly's for life, serving Jesus Christ.
From Atlanta, Georgia, USA, the daughter of the world-famous televangelist Creflo Dollar, none other than Jordan Dollar, with her hit song. Also highlighting Genesis 5:01 from Capital City, Pemberton. Find Sight, Genesis Gospel Band from Sugar City Orange Walk, Reality Youth, Pastor Herman Blees and the Kings Park Prince team, Pastor Frederick Gordon and Garin Carballo and his GCO group. Remember, Jesus Festival.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus. Rocking on the world. I said,
Taking place Saturday, March 7, Belize Civic Center from 6 p.m. until. Bring out the entire family for a time of praising God and witnessing souls being saved and lives being recommitted to God. For tickets, call 615-4766. That's 615-4766. Sponsors: Angela's Press, Racina's Imports, Cellular World, Love FM, More FM, Quem Radio, Vibes Radio, PlusTV, Channel 7, Channel 5, and Wave Radio. Come on out and be blessed.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus.
Pay early and save more on your 2026 property taxes. From January 1st to March 31st, 2026, your Belize City Council is offering incredible property tax discounts that you won't want to miss. Prepay your annual property tax by January 31st, 2026 and enjoy 15% off. Pay by February 28th and you'll save 10%. And if you pay by March 31st, you'll still enjoy a 5% discount. But wait, there's more. Senior citizens can enjoy a fantastic 35% discount upon full payment of property taxes for the property they reside on, all year round. Please note these discounts are available only to property owners who are up to date with their accounts. As you take advantage of this discount, we kindly remind all property owners of your responsibility to visit City Hall or utilize our online platform to complete your payments and to ensure your contact information is accurately updated in our system. For more details on these incentives, visit our Belize City Council Facebook page or give us a call at 227-3073, extension 261 or 264, or email our revenue department at revenue.admin@BelizeCityCouncil.org. Remember, your property tax supports cleaner streets, infrastructure development, and a city that keeps moving forward. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Flex Home Builders is the largest house building company in Belize. Flex combines the best skilled workers, high-grade materials, and the latest technology to produce the highest quality wooden residential structures. Request any size, color, and the home layout you want. Choose from hardwood or painted metal outer walls. Flex can modify any of your existing house plans to your satisfaction, complete with all the installation services you need anywhere in the country, including ambergris key. They can also lift your house to your desired height up to 9 feet. From properly treated and cured lumber to quality sidings and floorings, let Flex Home Builders give your home the finish you need. For prices or questions, call 823-0398 or go to www.flexhomebuilders.com. Flex Home Builders, we build to suit your needs.
Hola, soy el Dr. Rosado, pediatra. Hoy quiero hablar con los padres sobre rotavirus y cómo podemos proteger a nuestros hijos. El rotavirus es un virus que causa diarrea severa y vómitos, especialmente en niños pequeños. Esto puede provocar deshidratación grave y requerir hasta hospitalización si no se trata a tiempo. La buena noticia es que diarrea por rotavirus se puede prevenir con vacunas. La vacuna es segura, efectiva y ahora está disponible en su centro de salud más cercana. Se administra en gotas por vía oral a los 2, 4 y 6 meses de edad. Proteja a su hijo contra la diarrea severa. Visite su clínica más cercana.
So this is how much I work to you then?
So what, you may want 3 then?
Sure. You ought to order.
Sure. And I may think flowers may romantic. Did you just get your girl 1 flower? Now you're in trouble? A poor man out there, man. That's sin. Your girl doesn't just want 1 flower. She wants a garden. But builders are too far. That's why we brought the store to you.
At shopbuildersbz.com, we make it easier to find all your building needs. Shop anytime, enjoy delivery right at your door, and save with every purchase. For February only, first-time users get to enjoy a special reward when signing up.
Ken! Ota! Like you do all of this?
Yes, with Builders Hardware.
The first time I visited Sharp Vision Eye Clinic, I immediately felt like my eyesight truly mattered. Firstly, the assistant warmly greeted me and asked me to fill out the form explaining the purpose for my visit. Then, the optometrist took her time with me, walking me through a full eye exam and explaining everything clearly. She inquired about my family history for glaucoma, diabetic eye issues, hypertensive retinopathy, things I never even knew to worry about. Their advanced diagnostic imaging gave me the most detailed look I've ever had on my eye health. Knowing they could catch problems early gave me real peace of mind. I was surprised by how much they offer. Treatment for allergies, styes, common eye conditions, and even emergencies like minor injuries. When it came to choosing glasses, their in-house optical shop made things easy. Stylish options, helpful advice, and fast service thanks to their on-site lab. Sharp Vision Eye Clinic gave me clarity and confidence. My vision feels like a priority because here, it truly is.
Cada conexión es más que solo una señal, es un estudiante abriendo las puertas a su futuro a través de la educación digital. Una mente joven atreviéndose a soñar en grande. Nuestra cultura compartida con el mundo en tiempo real. Y héroes cotidianos respondiendo al llamado del deber cívico. Cuando nos conectamos con Digi, empoderamos a Belice.
Having my own home, my own home, and that's mine, for my kids. I know I love the bush and stuff like that. I like the plant, right? So now I can come up, relax myself, enjoy myself, away from the city, no noise, you know what I mean? A heartfelt thank you for having me here today, not only for receiving my brand new home, but also to be a first-time homeowner under the MIDH in Harmonyville.
She's very lucky and very blessed to have a home right now in Harmonyville. A lot of people want homes right now. A lot of people applying, and we know the list long also. So congrats to her. Man, we're very excited. We've been dialoguing with the minister and MIDH for quite some time now in regards not just to housing but roads and infrastructure, and they've been very cooperative so far. So hats off to the minister and the teams involved.
This is a community developed by Big Air in the past. I don't know if you've heard of that. We are trying our best to be able to cooperate with them to be able to make sure that the community flourishes. Now that the house is here, you will realize that you have to have roads and everything to get here. So we are in communication with them. I think it's a positive project. We will be hand in hand working with them.
Festival come to this very nation.
In Isaiah 30:29 it says, "And you will sing as on the night you celebrate a holy festival, and your heart will rejoice." The body of Christ will unite, and many hearts will rejoice on the Saturday, March 7, 2026 at the Belize Civic Center, beginning at 6 p.m. as a Heavenly Productions brings to you Jesus Festival.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus.
Featuring the hottest gospel artist coming out of the Bahamas, Sherwin Gardner.
So I say, with all of my heart and all of my soul, I worship you, O Jah. Tell them that the praise will never stop. All I want to do is give you the highest praise.
Also showcasing one of the biggest gospel artists from out of Trinidad and Tobago, Positive, dropping his hit tunes.
Rolling in my two-man army, my Jesus and I wanna sing out some sweet gospel reggae. Blessing after blessing, and nothing can hold it back.
And then it's the return of the biggest gospel band in Belize, Heavenly.
I'm gonna be heavenly's for life, serving Jesus Christ.
And all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, USA, the daughter of the world-famous televangelist Creflo Dollar, none other than Jordan Dollar, with her hit song. Also highlighting Genesis 501 from Capital City, Pemberton. Blind Sight, Genesis Gospel Band from Sugar City, Orange Walk. Reality Youth, Pastor Herman Blees and the Kings Park Prince team, Pastor Frederick Gordon and Garin Carballo and his GCO group. Remember Jesus Festival.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus. Rocking on the world. I said,
Taking place Saturday, March 7, Belize Civic Center from 6 p.m. until. Bring out the entire family for a time of praising God and witnessing souls being saved and lives being recommitted to God. For tickets, call 615-4766. That's 615-4766. Sponsors: Angela's Press, Racina's Imports, Cellular World, Love FM, More FM, Quem Radio, Vibes Radio, PlusTV, Channel 7, Channel 5, and Wave Radio. Come on out and be blessed.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home,
Rise
no
and
other
Shine.
place I ever
Yeah,
go
we're
could be
here with
like
Pastor
Belize.
Scott Sturm, and we've been talking about relationships and how to build strong relationships and where we're at as a nation, as a people, and what it takes to really build a stronger relationship. I think and everybody needs that, and talking about core values and identity and so forth. Every one of us need to have that. And be secure in yourself, in who you are, and not let anybody dictate who you are, or you be what they think you're supposed to be or what they say you are, but stand up on your own 2 feet, understanding who you are, created by God to be you, not anybody else, to be you. Pastor Scott, why I tell you, man, it's a pleasure to walk through life with you in watching consistency over the years.
Thanks, man.
Over the years.
Thanks, man. You too, Santi.
We're still here, man, decades
Yes.
later.
You know, along the lines of teamwork, I'm not sure if you remember this, several years back when Joel Borland was in cycling and pushing, and you know, he would come close to the top for a number of years, right? And then 1 year when he won it, right? And they shove a microphone in his face, and And he said, well, I'm so thankful for my team, you know, and I'm so thankful for my dad, you know, my dad, which was Admiral John Borland, you know, from Coast Guard. That's where Coast Guard, they teach team and those team dynamics, right? And my dad, you know, is the leader of our team. And then he started describing, you know, well, we actually had them here on PlusTV, and they described it for us very, very clearly that their cycling team, they function as a family, right? And so you're talking about all of these cyclists, but then their families are all pulled in together. And so after when they finish their training, all of the families come together, you know, and they grab some pizza or whatever, and they're having time together. So it's all about team building. But then other years, different cyclists, I'm not throwing stones. Like I said, I'm not being critical, I'm being analytical. And shove a mic in the guy's face. Bye, I don't know what to go on with my team, bye. Like they if they bring me out, you know, and they don't bring me out, man. Like then bye, they lamp up, you know, and when they're talking, it's all me. Somebody called it the screaming memes, right? And even in basketball, I mean, I loved Michael Jordan, right? But kind of Michael Jordan's thing was give me the ball, give me the ball, right? And they have 2 seconds left in the game, you know, they're going to throw in, and you know they're going to get the ball to Michael Jordan, right? They got 5 guys guarding Michael Jordan, and somehow he managed to get loose. They get him the ball, he puts it up and goes in. Amazing guy, right? And so, but I preferred, one of my heroes was Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, because his reputation is when he's on the court, everybody else scored more points.
Control board.
Yes. Yeah. He knew that he was a magnet. If he's driving, he's going right down the center. He's going to go in for the basket. Everybody comes to the middle. They are going to make a stone wall. They're not going to let him come through. And then he'd dump it off to somebody. He'd give somebody else the shot instead of taking the shot himself. His reputation was when he's on the court, everybody else scores more points. I love that team dynamic. Larry Bird was the same way. You know, he could drive it in. There's no question about it. He could put it up from far. Yes. He could do all of those things. But you look at the amount of times that he would dump it off to somebody else, and to me, that's what makes a good team, right? And then when you talk with those guys. Boy, you did an amazing job tonight. Well, thank you very much. But it was a team effort. You know, it's always they're always bigging up the team, right? And so I just want to say, Belize, we need to be like that. Like big up your team, big up each other. I told you about one of the athletes in the United States. 8-year contract, multi-million-dollar. He wasn't a superstar. He's not a flashy face. Is in American football, he's a lineman, right? Like nobody ever talks about linemen. You don't know the names of the linemen. You know the quarterback, you know the running back, you know the receivers, but nobody knows the names of the linemen. Well, this guy had a multi-million-dollar 8-year contract, and he was retiring early. He wasn't finishing his 8-year contract. He's giving his advance notice. They just finished football season. He's giving advance notice. I'm retiring early, and they asked him why. He said, I need more time with my family. He said, I've got wonderful family. He talked about his kids and how thankful he is for them. And he said, my wife, he said, there's no way that I could do what I do if it wasn't for her. Like he said, she's the glue that holds everything all together. Hold on a second. You're out there on a football field, slamming your body into everybody else, you know, and doing all these kind of things. And your wife is the glue that holds everything together. Because that's just one part of his life, right? And so when we prioritize these other areas, and so he big up his wife for how much he had to lean on her for everything else, right? And so an amazing woman. I couldn't tell you his name. I can't tell you her name either, right? But the fact that he would big up his wife as a football player.
That's right. That's
you see what I'm saying?
But if you think about the way we live our lives, man, every time I can't say Scott without say Scott and Cheryl. I can't say Frankie without Frankie and Abby.
That's right, that's
I
right.
can't say Eduardo without Eduardo and Arita.
That's right.
I can't say Louis without saying Shasta.
That's right.
And Pastor Wade will tell you straight up, man. He will say, well, hey, Shasta. Right?
Yeah.
Shasta today.
Yeah.
And no make no noise and hardly don't notice hardly maybe much. Maybe a lot of people don't even know Shasta. Guess what? Boy, you talk with Wade and he and tell you, see the boss there.
She's the glue.
That's
that
right.
holds everything
Yeah,
together,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
so what we're talking about is teamwork, right? But that teamwork thing is a sign of humility.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And so
And in
anyway.
the church, Scott, today, and I thought we had a great meeting. We met with the minister the other day.
Yes, Minister of Religious Affairs.
And the people that were there, the BAEC and from the Roman Catholic, the Council of Churches,
Yes,
the
yes.
Archbishop, and Archbishop, right? Yeah. And it was a beautiful meeting, and I like those kinds of meetings that we could come together and we could have these discussions and understand that, listen, we're the same team. We're not a different team. We are on the same team. And the reality, what we do, we celebrate Jesus Christ and Him crucified.
That's right.
Right? We're called Christians, right? It doesn't matter the name of your church or where you come from or what they call you. We are on the same team. And the idea is to see people turn their lives around, live a better life, living according to the Bible. Because when you live according to the Bible, a lot of people like hear about Bible or God, you know. Nobody, you want to see people shut down right now, you bring up God into the conversation and quickly they shut down. Right? They want to sign that off. No, man. Whenever God is in the mix, He complete your team.
That's right.
Without God, it's so much more difficult. So why would I want to not have God in my team when He is my completion? He makes us who we are. My wife and I, man, if it wasn't for having God in our mix and good friends and partners, we wouldn't be where we're at
That's
today.
right. That's right.
So we need these kinds of people to keep us accountable. And then we need to continue on certain solid values that makes us who we are. And non-compromise. There are certain things that we cannot compromise with in life. Once we walk in those, man, we will get the results.
Yeah. Satya, I sat on a plane one time. I can't even remember where I was going, but I managed to sit down next to an IBM leader. I'm not sure if he was one of the executives, but he worked for IBM, and so. But he was telling me about how their company, functions, and they said our whole company is split up into cell groups.
Wow.
Right, and every team leader, the maximum people in a cell is 10. So every team leader is responsible for 10 people.
Yeah.
Right? And so they know those people and they are connected with them. And so he said if somebody really is into dogs and their dog dies, this team leader knows that they're really into dogs because they all know each other closely. They get together for meals, and again, family, and that's the way that God has made it to be, right? And but they said the whole of IBM is split up into groups of 10 like this, to where people are only managing 10 people, and I thought, okay, amazing the success that IBM has had. They've had to adjust and change, especially in the digital age, everything. But one of the things he said, IBM, we are our own biggest customer. He said, nobody uses IBM technology more than IBM. Like the stuff that we're inventing, we reutilize that to invent more things. And so anyways, IBM is an amazing company, but the importance of just those relationships, right? And I'm saying that, because there's news that's spilling over, out from BTL, and that's part of the reason why I'm mentioning that. It's part of the reason why we do GLS, the Global Leadership Summit.
Powerful stuff.
I happen to be
Very
wearing my GLS shirt today. I'm part of the GLS team here in Belize, but building leaders with proper dynamics. It's called servant leadership, right? And so, but then that fits in the home, Santi, and it fits in the church, and it fits in schools, it fits in education, it fits in business, in corporations, right? That those team dynamics. And so so that's part of the reason why we're talking about that, is because we've got some serious room for improvement. And it's needed everywhere, right? But we are responsible for Belize. We live inside the boundaries of this country that we call Belize, and it's our call and it's our job to make Belize better.
All of us.
All of us
Not
together.
one person.
And so, and it doesn't matter if it's your taxi networks, if it's your market networks, it's whatever it is. And we were talking yesterday about Spanish Lookout and just that spirit of co-op that they have. It's a cultural thing. It's the way that they do business, right? And and so, is there problems? Of course, I'm sure there is. We live in a fallen world, right? But we got to learn how to be the bigger man, the bigger woman, learn how to solve those problems, and to where everybody can continue to move together. So I just want to encourage all of us. We've got some homework to do, and that's why we're talking about this today, because we look at some of these dynamics, you know, and so it's so important that we learn how to appreciate others. You know, you were talking about the meeting that we had last Friday. I'll be the first one to tell you, we as evangelicals are quite different from Anglicans. We're quite different from the Catholic Church. We're quite different from Presbyterians or Salvation Army or whatever. But we could focus on our differences, or we could focus on our likeness. And I prefer to focus on our likeness. So anyways, Archbishop Philip Wright is what I consider to be a dear friend, and I told him that while we were there. Yes. And I told him, I said Archbishop. First I called him Bishop. I said, sorry, Archbishop, right? And he said, no worries. He said, I'm still trying to adjust to it myself as well, right? But I affirmed him. I said, you know, I love being in meetings together with you because normally you won't be the first to speak. After everybody kind of, you know, says their piece, then you will speak later on and you will say, you know, perhaps there might be some areas that we're overlooking, and you'll bring in a point, and it just makes total sense to me. And it's like, Archbishop, I told him, I said how much I appreciate you. I appreciate the Catholic leaders, you know, that were there. I appreciate the other church leaders that were very different, but I refuse to lock in on our differences. Where I would rather lock in on our likeness, right? And our similarities, because that's what unites us. And so I just want to encourage us in Belize that we need that kind of heart. We need that kind of mindset.
That kind of teamwork dynamic.
That teamwork dynamic. We need that. And can I be so bold as to jump from that teamwork dynamic over to our families? And to suggest that, could this possibly be part of the reason why families are breaking down? I think so.
Some of the nuts and bolts, right?
I think so, right? Because of the lack of that teamwork dynamic, right?
When it's built, Scott, you know, happen automatic.
That's
Teamwork
right.
dynamics is built, and it's built in leadership.
And I hear the way that people talk. I hear the way that husbands talk to their wives, or the way that wives talk to their husbands, or the way that the two of them talk to their kids, and it's like, no. If I have the permission from people, if I know them enough, and if somebody has said, you know, Scott, I want you to mentor me, I want you to talk to me, I will pull them aside and say, can I be honest with you? My brother, if I have the permission, and sometimes I've even grabbed their ear and say, you can't talk to your wife like that, man. You can't. If you want to fight and quarrel, that's how you do it. You can't talk to your wife like that, right? You need to talk to her differently. you're disrespecting your wife when you talk to her like that. What you want to know why your relationship is so, like contentious? That right there.
And if you're picking to listen to you,
Yes. That's
the way you're teaching.
And then they grow up and they're going to repeat those same exact. No. Let them repeat the good things.
That's right.
Let them say, I never heard my father talk to my mother that kind of way, right? And so I'm not going to talk to my wife. That's what we want to be able to pass on. So. That's part of the reason why I'm talking about this thing about the team dynamic, right?
The team dynamics is
family.
Yes,
family is the seed bed.
It's a part of it.
You mentioned about with football. And talking with some of the current football leaders that are saying, Pastor Santi, where's your boys, men? Where the guys that you we're missing these guys, right?
You know what? At the strength of that, Scott, we had been very successful in football. Are you asking? Hey, guess what? We have a lot of championship. We have a lot of first place. Lots enough.
International,
national,
gold medals,
national, international.
First time ever.
We left Belize and we never come back empty-handed.
That's right.
We never come back empty-handed. Any competition we go, we never come back empty-handed. But one of the strengths was that we had a team. We never had superstars. We had a team, and the team functions together. And you know what? The team was like a family. They loved each other.
That's right.
They had each other's best interests at heart. One of the things with all the years on that field, training and constantly and almost living together, right? Twice, we had to actually scuffle on the field, where two of the kids get out, and of course I make them feel like they committed an unpardonable sin.
Right.
Two in all the years, but they were a strong family bond, and like we said, when they get the ball,
we have to teach them. We have to teach them that when things like that happen, we work things through. Both of you guys need to apologize to each other, right?
That's right.
And so, and then if somebody refuses to apologize, okay, you are suspended from the team until you can come back.
That's right.
Both of you guys need to humble yourself. And then I want to talk with you about how can we avoid this, right?
That's right.
Why did this thing spark up, and how could we avoid this? So what we're doing is we're actually helping them to grow in their character, right?
Exactly.
But that's why some of the other football leaders are realizing we're missing those guys from the YWAM training, it's just because of that team dynamic.
It's a discipleship. It's called discipline, very disciplined.
It's sports. It's sports, but it's a platform for relationship building. And yes, but sports it's entertainment. All right, it's entertainment.
It's called game.
Anyway you cut it. But you guys didn't bust your tails just to get out there and entertain people. Your focus was we want to build these boys' lives. Right? We want them to have a better life because they played with this football team or with the Borlands and their cycling team.
Exactly.
We want them to have a better life because we learned how to function together as a family team, right? And so I just want to say, I think everything should be like that, Santi.
One of the greatest things I have had during the whole deal, Scott, was one of the boys said, several of them, he says, Coach, I want to have my wife just like how you and Miss Lily live. I want to have my wife like that and my kids there like that. And that really hit me deep, right? Because they'll watch us day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year, because for years with this, right? And they watch me and my wife, and to hear them say, I want to be a husband like how you are, Miss Lily, and how you raise your kids. And I go, boy, that is what it's all about.
That's right.
Having
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Being a husband and being a father there with your kids, because that's how I operate with them, right? And that's what it's all about. We have to be the model, that example for this nation.
That's right.
All right, I think we wrap up, Scott. You have something.
Well, mine will be very, very short because I think we've had a good talk where I think one of the most important qualities that we're talking about is respect. And if you don't respect yourself, how can you respect others? But then respecting yourself and joining that together with respecting others, and so that team dynamic. But when it comes to family, Santi, one of the important quotes that I've held on to has been that in families, some of the most important dynamics, they're not so much taught as much as they are caught, right? They're caught. The kids catch it by watching mom and dad. And so I just want to encourage all of us, again, look in the mirror, and if you need some help, go to one of your close friends, you know, like somebody that you admire their marriage, admire their family, and just say, listen, help me, man, help me. I'm having difficulties at home. And so that needs to be a problem. If there's difficulties at home, you know, the grass starts looking greener on the other side of the fence. It's not true. It's an illusion, because when you jump the fence and go over to the next side, it don't look so green again, right? But then the one on the next fence looks greener, and so you jump the fence again. It's an illusion. So the key is spend the money, go buy a garden hose and a sprinkler, and start water your yard, water your relationship, right? And learn how to appreciate each other, learn how to respect each other. And so that's my final punchline. That's what's most important to me, that our marriages and our families will be better, because I know that our nation will be better when our marriages and our families are better.
Well said, Pastor Scott. I want to say this in closing out, is a situation that I feel we need to look at and continue working on. Again, no consistency. You know, we have the Ruta Maya coming up next weekend. There was a reason why it was started. I believe it was to bring some awareness that we need to protect our water bodies, and the rivers are very important because people were dumping too much garbage in the river. And so that campaign started off in 95, 98, somewhere there. And it was, of course, by one of our good friends, Richard Harrison. Remember Richard Harrison? Oh, man. As a guy that I
very instrumental in
I like
pulling
the guy.
that together.
Yeah. And Big H, we call him. And but that was one of the moves in the Ruta Maya River Challenge, to keep plastic and all the bottles and garbage out of the river. It became quite a big deal now, right? A big sporting event, and it brings international. Yet we say this plague of trash over the country. I traveled from Chetumal the other day, coming from between Carmelita and the Crooked Tree roundabout. And I'm telling you, the amount of plastic, the amount of garbage, plastic bottles, everything, like the bushak just passed, and they just spread all of that garbage like you would not imagine. People just seemingly throw bags or plastic or whatever out of the window of the buses, maybe, or out of their own private vehicles. Who does these things in today's day and age, man? This is Belize, man. We have to have some civic pride, and we have to be engaged, and somehow we got to continue more diligently educating our people. Don't just throw garbage like that, man. Who want to do that? And maybe we could start, like I said, in our classroom, consistency in the classroom, from preschool to all the upper levels and tertiary, that we must beat this garbage mindset what we have, right? And I remember Jerry Roberts took over the Baptist High School, and when you used to go there, look here, you have bottles, you have water, little plastic bags, all over the place, like you would not imagine. Look, disgusting. And I really hats off to Jerry Roberts when he took over that institution. He cleaned that place up. I mean, you walk around that place and you know, they say no kind of lot of garbage about the place, none at all. He cleaned it up. But Mr. Price, he had a system how he did that thing. If in the walk by, he not tell nobody pick it up, you know. He see one plastic bag up on the ground, he bend down and he pick it up and he carry it down a garbage place and he put it away. Those are examples, those were models for us, and I hope that we could get back and start to do things like that, where we're not just left garbage or dump garbage like that. Out of the bus windows, make the bus, the conductors or the drivers be more responsible, have one garbage can there, or tell your people, look, please not throw garbage out of the window. Leave it in the bus, we'll clean it up when we get to our final destination, something like that. But we got to start somewhere. And I believe together as a nation, we need to do this. In closing, there is a word fest this weekend. Pastor Kenroy and Dorette Eligio, they're having this word fest thing, and it's going to be the weekend. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, and I think it might be Sunday. And it's one of those deals that they're working very hard there in the Mayamopan area, new church, and they're a great couple. You should, if you haven't connected yet with them, connect with them. There is a phone number that they have, and I'm trying to find that phone number that I could give you, but I can't see it here. I think it's 613-1220. Should be the number, 613-1220, to get a hold of them if you want to become a part of this weekend's Word Fest. It's going to be a great time. So yeah, be there and support them, and we salute them. So we hope you have a great weekend. This weekend there's a lot of things going on. Take care of yourself, protect yourself. It's the end of the month, and so people get paid today, not spend out all their money at the same time, and save some for rainy day. Please, on the road is very dangerous. Our road are not conducive for high speed, and take wrong curves, and at night some part of the road are not lined properly. Take your time, slow down, you'll reach safe. You better take your time and reach 10 minutes late than hurry and never reach, or you end up in the hospital. It's much better. So take your time on the road and look after yourself. Your family needs you. From all of us here at PlusTV and Rise and Shine, we want to thank you for joining us. And Pastor Scott, we thank you, bro.
Thank you, Santi.
For always being with us and a solid friend. And
thank you.
And continue doing what we do in this country.
His grace. Amen.
Development.
Amen.
And this country fulfill its destiny. Thanks to Mr. Amari Jones and Mr. Kyle Gladden, our technicians on duty this morning. God bless you. Have a great weekend. We're out of here.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me Sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef.